Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It's Palestine here. I wanted to make you another video after the video I made yesterday because this morning I'm on my way to go to the drugstore to pick up my prescription. I have to pick up my prescriptions every week because I'm not trusted. And then so in addition to me picking up my prescriptions every week, every month or every 4 weeks, I have to send an email to my doctor's surgery and ask for a renewal, a repeat prescription. And I'm making this video because another thing happened this week that I find quite exasperating to do with my health. So last week, it was last Tuesday, I picked up my prescription and they said that was the last prescription of that batch, so I needed to have my prescriptions renewed. So I sent an email to my doctor's surgery requesting a repeat prescription, and there were 10 items on that email, 10 items that need to be repeated. And these items that I have to take every day are items for high blood pressure, items for diabetes, items for cancer, items for triglycerides, and items for osteopenia, and also items for my mental health, because if you watched my video yesterday, you will know about the mental health issues. So there are 10 items on the list. Okay, so I sent the email and on the Tuesday night, and normally what I would have done is on the Wednesday, I would have phoned them and asked them if they received the email. And the reason why is because they don't send me an email back telling me that they received the email. So I have no way of knowing whether they received the email. But because I was busy, because I have a friend who has a learning disability, he takes up a lot of my time and a lot of my attention. And so I was busy. So I actually didn't get around to phoning the doctor's surgery until the following Monday. And the reason why is because, number one, I hadn't received a text message from the drugstore telling me that my prescription was ready to be picked up. Number two, I hadn't received an email from the doctor's surgery telling me that they had received my email. And I wanted to pick my prescription up the following day, which was a Tuesday. And the reason for that is because I wasn't going to go into town on Wednesday, and I was busy on Thursday. So I rang up the doctor's surgery. I asked them about my prescription, and they said, "Oh, yes, we received your email, but it was rejected." The reason why it was rejected is because you need to have a medication review. Okay, so here I am being treated for cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, osteopenia, and mental health. And they rejected my request for my repeat medication and didn't tell me. So I said, "Well, what do we do now?" And they said, "Well, we're going to send you a text message, and you're going to have to, it's going to be a link to," no, they said, "We're going to send you a link to a website that you have to fill out so you can get in to see a doctor." And then so basically I said, "Well, how are you going to do it? Are you going to email it to me?" And they said, "Oh, no, we're not going to email it to you because we don't have an email address for you. We're going to text it to you." Well, it just so happens that where I work, there's not good reception. So that means in order for me to receive this text message with this link to this website, I have to go out into the hall. I can't even sit at a workstation and do it because there's not good internet reception. So I had to sit out in the hall, and when I had to sit out in the hall and try to fill out this information saying I need to have my prescription renewed, I said, I was really quite irritated about this because if you're going to reject a prescription request, can't you phone the person or text the person or email the person? And they say they don't have an email on file for me. Duh! I sent my request through email. All they had to do was look at the email and they would find my email address. So I went out in the hall and tried to fill out this form, this internet form, saying I need to have my prescription renewed. It's important. And basically, I did it. And it also said, do you want to verify it? And I said, yes. So in order to verify it, I had to receive a digit code, a PIN number to verify it, which I did. And then I waited a couple of hours. And then so I rang the doctor's surgery and I said, okay, well, I filled out that website form. I said, what's going to happen now? And she said, oh, we haven't received anything for you. And I said, well, I filled out the form and they said that it was submitted. So according to my phone, the details on my phone, it was submitted. It goes, oh, okay, yeah, we got it right here. Yeah, the doctor has approved your request. And that really, really upset me. Okay, so that was on a Monday. And so I couldn't go into the drugstore on Tuesday to pick up my prescription like I wanted to because the request hadn't been submitted until Monday, over a week after I had originally submitted it. And then I couldn't go on a Wednesday because I wasn't going into town. I couldn't go in on Thursday because I wasn't going into town. So today's Friday, and so today's the day that I'm going to go in and pick up my prescription. And so it really upset me. You know, if I didn't have so much else going on in my life, I probably would have made a complaint, you know, because I think this is complaint worthy. When you have a person who has to take a lot of medication, not including the mental health medication, but a lot of medication just to stay alive, and then you reject their request for a repeat prescription because you need a medication review, you should at least tell that person. And then not only that, I didn't get a medication review. They just, after I submitted the request via this website, they just automatically approved my medication. So I never got this medication review like I was supposed to have. And this is just absolutely ridiculous. So I've got so much going on in my life. If you watched my video yesterday, I explained to you my financial situation. So I've been cut off financially. I've got that worry that still hasn't been resolved after almost 4 months. Definitely 3 months, but almost 4 months. And then I've got this friend who takes up my time. He comes over to my house, you know, and bothers me and takes up my energy, takes up my attention. And so I don't get to do the things that I need to do, like phone the doctor. And then I've got to work, I've got to study, I've got to try to study when this guy isn't interfering in my life. And I've got to take care of my boyfriend. My boyfriend wants to go to church, so I go to church with him. And so he wants to do lots of things with the church. So we got confirmed, and then we go to Bible study. And at the moment, we're going to movie nights, which is what I want to do. I want to see movies because I don't get to see too many movies. And it's just ridiculous. Can you just imagine someone who has to take 10 medications just to stay alive and sends that email to the doctor's surgery? The doctor's surgery rejects it and doesn't tell that person. I would not have known. The only reason why I knew is because I rang the doctor's surgery on Monday and asking, did they receive the email? And they just said, oh, well, we rejected that, and so I'm quite irritated about this, and I really don't have the time to actually make a complaint because I'm still trying to work on trying to resolve the situation with my benefits being cut off, which you know all about it if you watched my video yesterday. And so I don't know. I probably should have complained because it's out of order. It's out of order. If you're going to reject somebody's medication repeat prescription, you should at least email them or text them or phone them and tell them that you've rejected their repeat prescription. So that's it for my video. I just wanted to let you know what I was doing today, and just another problem that I've had, and all these problems bring a lot of stress onto me, and that's why I got cancer. I got cancer from the stress of it all. So thank you for watching. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. I'll be making another video for you on probably Tuesday when I get an injection in my eye. So bye.